It's Sunday, it's 6 p.m. It's the Sunday Swinger Show. Let's get into it. How are you all doing? Welcome back to our show that's held here every Sunday at 6 p.m. here on YouTube and X. So, for anybody new, we're going to run through this on the right-hand side of the screen, starting from trade recap and all the way down to we're giving away some free memberships. It's going to be an easy competition, so make sure you stick around till the end to find out. After we go through our running over the trade recaps from last week to Charger Acid, which again has coming up as Fartcoin, we're going to go to Alt of the Week, which I'm going to cover this week because Trader R is sick. And obviously, win your free membership. We'll have the quick competition, and then we're going to run over into the Pro Traders Lounge. Now, if you want to join us over Pro Traders Lounge, go to www.protraderslounge.com and you can get yourself a membership there. We'll be running over gold and indices. We have altcoin swing trades, and then we have when sailing on Bitcoin swing trades today. Okay, so let's jump into it as quick as we can because time is against us today. Now let's switch over the screen. We have done. Okay, so last week we were looking at a couple of different things. We were looking at Popcat. Let's zoom out and see where we're at on Popcat in comparison to last week. So you can see here, last week it was roughly in around here. Prices continue to go sideways. There's been nothing else, but it's building up a lot of energy within this range. So is it going to come up, take that point of control and head on down, or is it going to continue up? You should already be in your positions as we gave out this exact low on the previous week. So that position is now up 59%. So just from watching this show and watching watching the levels we're trading, that's a 59% move to the upside. This still has the potential to go up higher. So you're talking up to the range high, roughly between 116 to 125% in total, where we would look for that lower high. If it flips, if we don't get that lower high and it flips this high over here and holds above it, which is 38 cent, well then it looks a little bit more bullish and we can disregard those lower prices for now. But as we said, right now we got to remain neutral. It's going sideways. I don't see anything bearish. I don't see anything bullish as of yet, but this will be a nice area to come up and sweep those highs up into the range high. And we have other levels of confluence as well. So Popcat still remains active. Where would I look to compound on this? Well, if we start to swing below that range, we may have a deviation level. Anybody in Pro Traders Lounge, what you look for is that TR pocket or down to these lower prices there where we have some naked points of control and your golden pocket. So nothing changes. If you want to see what I was looking for in these levels below, go to last week's stream. We're also looking at CRO. Okay, so CRO, we had the levels marked in from last week. First levels were down here, which we got a really nice move to the upside. That was 39%. And last week then we were looking for the bounce here. I took the initial one where we got a 10% move to the upside, and this one doesn't look as strong, but I'm not going to disregard it. You know, this is still a valid bounce down here. I would like to see it come down and sweep those lows. So I would still say if it comes down here again, I wouldn't be fearful, and I'd be looking for that value area low where we could potentially get a range rotation here of about 20%. If we lose that, the levels below us remain the exact same where we're looking for those bigger levels down to the downside. On to Fartcoin. Fartcoin, as we all know, we've been looking for, we had this, get rid of this. We had that, we put in the low at 19 cent on Fartcoin, and that is now up 170% from the low. So the very first time we traded this, we actually took a trade here to here, which is 57% to the upside. We flipped short, which we got the 70% move to the downside, multiple moves in between, and here we are now with 162%, or it depends on where you got in, but thereabouts. So last week, what we were looking for on this is to come up and clear those monthly pivots and up into our deviation zone where we had confluence up here. Now, I'm not sold on it just yet. I am in a short position up here, but I would like to see higher. I took a really nice trade over here last night. Took a really nice trade up here last night and traded this the whole way up, which I've only taken profits down at this low. You know, I've left it go the whole way up, so it went up 23%, and I've just taken the first profit here now because I had a plan of this going up that little bit higher. So what are we looking for here on Fartcoin? This is the main one that everybody's been asking for every single week, so we will continue with it. Fartcoin, what are we looking for? Get rid of these pivots, they're cleared. Okay, get rid of that. Okay, let's have a quick look. I'm going to take the volume from this whole move up. Take it from here. Been actually trading this on a lower time frame earlier. If this starts to flip here and get back up above that that VWAP today, so if that happens today and it gets back up above that VWAP, that's actually a little intraday trade that I would look for. And where would I aim for? Well, I would aim to, you know, you can take multiple profits along the way, but you could be aiming up here for, let's see, internally, you could be aiming up for, let's see. Aiming for that point of control first at 50 cent. And then the next place up after that will be up into your golden pocket region. So up here, into your golden pocket. That would be an internal target. So you would have, you know, if it reclaims it, because that would be a really nice deviation outside of value, back above your VWAP. You know, that's a really good place to look for a range rotation. You know, there is the possibility of that kind of a move to the upside. 5%, as I said, is only intraday, but I would be taking profit back up at that point of control. The bigger target on that is if it does get back up within this and holds within it, holds back in within here, like there is that play that it can come up and take out that high again. And I'll show you what I'm looking for in terms of that as well. So that was just a local play in case we get it while we're here on stream. Okay. So you can see here, basically no weakness in that move so far. None at all. Really nice the whole way up. There was a really nice level we're trading in here, which is the previous range value area high, and I got a nice pullback. In fairness, I was expecting a little bit lower, but it's still a 20% move. You can't shy away from that. To the upside, what levels do we have in case, you know, just say we hold internally here. What are we looking for? Well, we do have a really nice 382 up above us. So if we go from pivot high to pivot low, and we look at our 382, throw in that 425 as well. You can see that hasn't been tapped as of yet. So that's sitting up above us. Okay, and then we have to look for volume confluence with that. So just having that move on its own is no good. I want to make sure I have that right. Yeah, there we go. So it hasn't tapped it just yet. So that 382 is still valid once, you know, once this holds this low. So this can actually come the whole way down, put in a pivot, and then come up and get it. You know what I mean? That doesn't have to happen right away. So now we need volume confluence, as I was saying. You can see here you have a nice value area high coming in on the 425. Locally came into a nice high volume node to put in that high. Really nice high volume node to put in that high. So last week's levels, you know, still valid. But what we're here today is to find, you know, if we're not in a trade, what are the levels to the upside and what are the levels to the downside. Still have that anchored VWAP up above us. So let us know. I'm just going to stop there for a minute. If you're liking this content for the last couple of weeks, do us a favor and click that little notification bell, because we're going to start doing, so go to the subscribe, click the like button and go to the little notification bell and click that on, because we're going to be doing some like real random streams coming up in the next while that we're going to be looking at, you know, with our Sunday Swinger calls. We're going to be jumping in on some of them if they come into the area of interest, and we'll talk over price action. We'll only be doing a couple of these and to be very, very seldom, but if you don't want to miss out on us talking over price action, go and click that notification bell and let us know in the comments if you have it done. Okay, so they're the levels to the upside for me. You know, I can't shy away. That's up above where we're at now in terms of price. So what would I look for here? I would look for, you know, you'd have to say, if you're long down from here, which is a really nice swing long, which I hold a swing long from down here, you want to be looking for hedge positions up here, up at the highs. Absolutely. Let me see how it's looking locally. Not seeing any strength here yet, lads. I'm just trying to see, do we get a trade on stream? But right now I don't see any volume kicking in just yet. Let's see, does it try to switch things up here? So I will be jumping to and fro from doing analysis to this. It ain't looking too bearish yet. Like if it breaks out, I'll be honest, like if it breaks out of that, see that real constricted channel, if it breaks out of that, whatever way it is, whether it's down or up, that's going to be a strong move. I can tell you that for a fact. The minute it breaks this channel, expect a big move. So if we could have that in confluence with, you know, getting back above that VWAP to the upside, you know, if we came up, rejection, caught the VWAP, got back up above this, could be a nice trade. Anyway, sidetracked because there's lots going on. So that's to the upside. Real nice zone to look for trades, you know, and there's multiple trades to be had in that zone. So I'm going to kind of refine it down a little bit, and we'll pinpoint the areas which will give the best trades. Okay. So if you remember back here where we had that inverse head and shoulders, here, that inverse head and shoulders, and we got the fake out and run down. There's a lot of rest and liquidity there. So let's take that range. Okay. Let us know in the comments as well if you have any assets you'd like us to have a look at next week, or even during the week. You can see how well respected this range has been. We made a big move up, rejected. Then we got the steam to get us up in there, rejected off the previous range point of control, swing below the previous range, value area low, previous range point of control, value area low, back tested that point of control, and then pushed on up. That's the move that we got last night. Really, really nice level. So what do we look for up here? Giving us nothing just yet. No strength up here. No strength up here yet. So we're going to be falling down here on stream. Let's see. Okay. This show might just be taken up with Fartcoin, lads. That's just the reality of it, but we'll see what happens. All right, we've got some volume coming in here. A3 in. If a TR pocket coming in that zone too. Coming into that 1-to-1. Uno momentos. No. I can turn her back on. Okay, it's back on. That will be coming down to back test. Okay, what I'm looking for here is this zone has volume confluence of this whole uptrend of today's profile, where we have a high volume node in here. We also have like an SR. So it's been resistance. This will be the flip of the support. Okay. No. Do I have anything else? Volume does for sure step in there. I wouldn't be so sure about it. Don't forget, guys, we also have that competition I'm going to be announcing at the end of the show before we go into the Discord. The reality of this move up here, okay, is this. This can keep coming back down here and then kind of do some sort of like a, because this is a retail pattern heavy coin, come down and give some sort of a bounce then at the low of that range again to push us up. Like that is quite possible. But that target up above, you know, for a swing is, or for a potential swing, and for somewhere to hedge your longs on the way up is a really interesting point. Now, if it doesn't get there and it starts to break down here, where would I start to scale out of those longs? You know, if I start to break back within that range and started to break market structure back into the range, well then I will be without a doubt starting to scale out of that long, because there is big areas to the downside that we could be looking for as well. Okay. Yeah, all the way down to that previous range value area high, which is a big point of control here. So that is quite possible. A lot of rambling here, guys, but if you can try pick out of it what I'm talking about, all is good. I'm going to see, can we get something live here on stream? Let's settle alert here, and if anything happens, we can take the trade on here on YouTube. We'll look at XRP. So I think a real important channel to look at here on XRP is this parallel channel that we built out of these three pivots. So 1, 2, 3. This parallel channel is important in my opinion. You know, we have some really nice levels up here that we didn't tap yet, that got front run, let's say. You know, you have that previous range, point of control, loads of people were bullish up here, and then that thing dropped down. The amount of people that will want to close out of their trade when price gets back up there will be crazy. Whether it'll be enough to turn price is another thing, but it is a really nice place to look for a trade. So you have that naked point of control or high volume node or previous range point of control, whatever you want to call it. And we have multiple other levels up here as well. So from high to low. We could even go down to the range low. So you have that 886 region up here. To the upside, obviously for an internal move, if it gets up above that again, you know, you could look for a trade like a swing failure or a failed auction. So if it comes up, no reaction and blast through, you know, I wouldn't be going trying to catch any shorts until I saw it getting back into that range, and it's only then when I look for it, because, you know, at the end of the day, just because it comes up to resistance doesn't mean nothing. Our resistance with lines on our charts, it mean the volume can push this through. To the downside, I would look down to the low of this range. I think it'd be a really nice place to create a bear trap and to reverse price off from it then. You know, so many people bullish, so many people bearish, send it sideways. Okay. Into that region of the 382 and 425 to the downside. You know, that'll be a real important place to hold. Reaction zone. If that gets flipped and back tested, it's a nice short. Vice versa, the same for above. So they're the two kind of main levels I would look for in terms of swing trades for XRP. So either up here, comes down into the low of that range, either or. I know they're a long way away now, but at least they're done, because I won't be doing this halt of the week again for another good few weeks. And then alternative to that, if it blasts through, if it comes up and blasts through, don't try and catch it and pull it back down or try and jump in front of it. Leave it get back within the range. So that is XRP. That's a handy one on XRP. So set your alerts up at around 308 and then again down at around 168. They're the two main levels to look for. Back to Fartcoin. Do we have anything happening here? Do we have anything happening here? Nothing as of yet. So we won't get anything on stream with this today, unfortunately, but we do have the levels to look at, and I'll make it very clear and wrap it up now with that. So to the upside. Yeah, I don't need that there. To the upside, we come back up, take that. This is where I'd be looking to take a hedge and take massive profits off the table from that swing low. Internally, if this keeps dropping down, the first place you're going to look for a trade is down at that 43 to 41 zone. So down around here will be, you know, it would really want to hold down here for the bullish scenario. So you do have a really nice zone with that value area, previous range value area low and point of control lining up in the same kind of zone. So down here. As I said, if it loses that zone, if it loses here and we don't get a reaction, so no reaction here, and we start to fall down, we look back to our previous range value area high, which is back at 33 cent. So if it doesn't hold in here, all the way back to 33 cent. So that is it on Fartcoin. So that brings us to basically to the end of the show now before we move it on in. We're caught for time today because I was in trading away inside in the Discord. So what are we going to do next? It's our win a free membership. Win a free membership. So all you got to do to enter is you got to give me close enough to the price you think Bitcoin will be at this time on Wednesday. Okay? So we say 6 p.m. UTC on Wednesday. I want you to tell me or give me the closest you can to what Bitcoin's price will be, and the winner will be chosen to whoever got the closest price will get a free month's membership for Pro Traders Lounge. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to love you and leave you. Best of luck in the competition. Remember to click that notification bell, because we're going to have some new streams during the week looking at areas of interest when they hit. So with that said, I love you and leave you. Goodbye.